If you were to have 3 people in a room, one with breast cancer, one with testicular cancer, and one with a diabetic foot ulcer, the person with the diabetic foot ulcer has less chance of being alive in 5 years' time than the people with the 2 cancers. We hear the word cancer and we go, We hear the word diabetic foot ulcer and we think, that's fine.
And those are our friends, which Duncan mentioned, the maggots, which go on to the foot to achieve some healing. We don't use them a lot, but we're very impressed. They're much more impressive than surgeons. You can put them to work on a Friday afternoon. They'll work all weekend. They don't have to be paid. They don't have to be fed. And then you come in on Monday, and then you just syringe them away.
So, hello everybody. I am Ulla Tang, and as Derek said, I'm going to give you some homework. And the whole question is, how do we evaluate a diabetic foot in our different workshops and in our countries?
I'm not ashamed of the fact that I don't work in diabetes every day. And in fact, I think it somehow gives me a bit of an advantage, because many people that I see working in this field do confront very difficult problems and are almost obsessed with them, to the point where they can't step back and see the big picture.
I want you to think of pressure as a linear force, because that's what it is. Think of a hose, and you're washing your car, and you have children, and as children do, they come along and they stand on your hose. Now, what happens to the flow of water when you stand on a hose? It slows it. However, think of the same garden hose, and the kids really want to wind you up. So instead of standing on it, they pick it up and they put a bend in it. They kink it. What that does is that occludes the flow. So it actually stops the flow. And as a consequence of that, if it lasts long enough, you then have tissue death or necrosis, and this leads on to the ulceration pathway.
We must all communicate, both podiatrists with other healthcare professionals and vice versa. And we must be aware that each of our individual professions has their own skill set, and we must embrace our fellow professionals and say, do you know, I'm not as good at doing that as the orthotist. The orthotist sometimes isn't as good at using a scalpel as the podiatrist, and we've got to accept that. But we've got to embrace all the professions so that we work together. Because remember, no one profession will be able to heal an ulcer. It takes the team. Thank you for listening.